Hello friends, in this video we will discuss about the smallpox and the chickenpox, the two infectious diseases. As we all know that smallpox has already eradicated from the world, and this was infectious virus was the variola virus that belongs to the family orthopox virus. Various other viruses are still present in the world, belongs to the orthopox virus and leading to the disease. In case of smallpox, the symptoms were the fever, typical kind of rashes, which were centrifugal, umbilicated one. Umbilicated means they are attached to skin with a trunk. And there were the stages: the macule, papule, vesicle, pustules, and scabs, and then afterwards there comes the scarring in case of smallpox. In the India, the last case was found on 17th May 1975 in Bihar, and after this on 8th May 1980 WHO declared the world smallpox free. Before the eradication, smallpox was a severe disease in the world which was prevalent about 33 countries as an endemic in the world. And the vaccination was available before the eradication, which was given to the population. But now the vaccination is given only to the persons who are working with this virus in the various laboratories in the world. Before this was a virus was available in the 76 laboratories in 1976, and after that the stock was destroyed, and it is present in the two laboratories in the USA, Atlanta, and in the Moscow. And the workers working over there, they are getting the smallpox vaccination for the prevention even today. So now we will discuss a little bit about the chickenpox. Chickenpox is a varicella virus. It is also called varicella zoster virus. It is highly infectious disease spread by person to person by droplet infection. In India, it is prevalent in the first 6 months of the year. In the later months, it is the cases found less. And as we have seen in case of smallpox, various diseases. In case of chickenpox, there are the macule, papule, vesicles, and the scab. There is no pustular stage. In case of chickenpox, there are the vesicles filled with the watery discharges, and they are not umbilicated. This is the difference between the two. And in this case, axillary region is affected. Firstly, the eruptions, rashes appear in the truncal area, then on the face, neck, and then the extremities. And the rashes are pleomorphic. Pleomorphic means this is a very important characteristic. Pleomorphic or pleomorphism. Pleomorphic means all the stages of the virus, means that 4 stages are present at all the 4 stages are present at the given time. Means the toward the end of the disease, or toward the resolution of the disease, still the new crops of the rashes, new crops of rashes appear till the end. So the main characteristic symptoms are, as we know, that fever is there, backache, rashes, there comes the malaise. In case of chickenpox. Um, so, few other important points are that after the recovery of the uh, after the recovery of chickenpox, the chickenpox lies in the sensory ganglion of the spine. Sensory ganglion of spine. It lies down over there in the latent stage. You or they may write down the interior interior horn of spinal ganglia. In this region, the smallpox virus lie down in the latent form, and in the later decades of the life, it might appear in the form of herpes zoster along the various nerves, as we have studied in the skin chapter, that the herpes zoster disease, which appears around the nerves, especially around the chest nerves or the intercostal nerves, you can say. This is also called Geneve in the local language. So, what other about the about the chickenpox is that this disease, after the from the infection with the virus, the symptoms started appear after the 2 days, and up to 4 to 5 days. Up to 4 to 5 days thereafter, they started dying. The virus started dying in the pustular stage. After 2 days, the rashes started appear, and on the fourth-fifth day, when the pustule stage appear, the virus started dying in this stage. And after the resolution or the appearance of the rashes, after this, as the rashes appear after 6 days, the person uh, becomes unable to spread the disease, means he stops in the droplet infection of the virus in case of the chickenpox. And there might be sometimes secondary cases occur, means we have studied that chickenpox occurs once in lifetime, but in some or rare cases chickenpox can occur in the second time too, but it is very rare. And chickenpox can cross over, virus can cross over the placenta. If it is the earlier months, they may lead to the defect in the fetus, and there may be defects in fetus, and abortion might take place. And if these are the in the later months of the life, or sorry, later months of pregnancy, then the fetal may be born with the rashes. So this was all about the chickenpox, and scabs begins to form on 4 to 7 days. When there is each fresh crop appears, the fever rises in the body. Yeah, one more important point about the incubation period is that for this is the incubation period. This is very important. 7 to 70 days asked in the question, and for this chickenpox, it is 7 to 21 days or 15 days. Sometimes it is written. If we see in case of the during the pregnancy, the in the newborn baby, the mother's immunity helps to prevent by the IgG antibodies the fetus gets from the mother. Mother's IgG bodies, immunoglobulins, protect the fetus from the varicella zoster virus. And in case of chickenpox, the cell mediated immunity means if when the virus is present, it will activate the immunity and the antibodies will be produced, is responsible in case of the chickenpox. In sometimes complications sometimes may be asked about the chickenpox, because chickenpox is very important. So about the complications, if we say about the chickenpox, so there might be pneumonia in case of the children, because this is the disease of a less than 10-year children. Chickenpox is the disease of less than 10-year children. There might be encephalopathy. There might be Ray's syndrome. Ray's syndrome is what? Acute encephalopathy with the fatty degeneration of the liver. So there are some vaccines are also available for the chickenpox. The first strain was live attenuated vaccine. Live attenuated vaccine was used by the Oka strain. Sometimes it is asked, somewhere I have seen about this question was asked about, and this injections effectivity about is 90%, was found 90%. But in the later years it was found that by the injection the effects will be more disastrous or more profound as compared to the natural disease. And other prevention is by the varicella zoster, immunoglobulins are given. So this is the about this chickenpox. And if one difference more between the two is about the laboratory difference, the shape. If in case of the smallpox, the upper part or the material is vesicular material is taken up, and in case of the chickenpox, the deep portion is taken up for the scraping of the floor. You can say scraping of the floors is taken up to look under the microscope. In case of smallpox, there will be found the round particles or the brick shaped particles might be found, round particles or the brick shaped particles seen. And in case of the chickenpox, there are the cells with the multinucleated joint cells are seen. So this was all about the chickenpox and the smallpox. Now I will tell you a little bit about the questions related to the chickenpox. As I have already told, the infectivity of the chickenpox lasts for the 6 days after the onset of the rashes. I have told you that over here that after that 6 days the infection person stop give spreading infection. The secondary attack rate of the chickenpox is 90%, means they believes in this, which is not a complication of the chickenpox. Over here is the options are pancreatitis, pneumonia, encephalitis, and thrombocytopenia. The answer is pancreatitis, as we know that it belongs to the alcoholism mostly. Not true about the varicella infectious secondary attack rate is 90%. It is true. Lesions occur on the flexor surfaces. I have written over here on the truncal region. This is the flexor surfaces, and reactivation occurs in 10 to 30% cases. That is about the varicella zoster, herpes zoster about, and these all are the true. And the other option was the only single stage of lesion is present at the time. No, all the stages are present. That is pleomorphism is present in the chickenpox. Next is chickenpox vaccine is, this is very important. This is live vaccine. The Oka vaccine is the live vaccine. And next is rash of chickenpox can be differentiated from the rash of smallpox by all except they are pleomorphic. Yes, they are pleomorphic. Centripetal, yes. small chickenpox is centripetal and unilocular. They are unilocular. They might be in case of smallpox, they might be multilocular. And in case of chickenpox, they are not deep seated. They are not deep seated. They are superficial. This was the option. Now the true about varicella vaccine is poorly immunogenic. Duration is 4 to 6 months. Avoid salicylates for 4 to 6 weeks. The option is avoid salicylates like the crocin like type of diseases for 4 to 6 months. This was about the chickenpox. So this was all about for the today, and thank you so much